It's Joelle and Pablo here from Strong Mind Soft Heart, and today I am talking about why I love natural learning for my children. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Joelle and this channel is Strong Mind Soft Heart. Thank you so much for dropping by. I would love to invite you to subscribe by pressing that subscribe button down below. And if you are back, thank you so much. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a topic that I am super passionate about, and I hope that people who watch this will take it the right way and not the wrong way, because I don't mean it to come across judgy or anything like that, but I just want to share why I passionately believe that our children should learn naturally. Now, before I get into it, I really want to emphasize that I am not an anti-school person or a school hater, and if you can hear background noise, my kids are helping my husband clean out the garage, so there's a whole bunch of things going on behind me. But I'm never going to get this video done if I wait for the perfect time, so here we go. So as I was saying, I'm not an anti-school person, I'm not a school hater. Some of my very dear friends are teachers. My husband is studying to become a teacher, so we are not an anti-school family, and if my children choose to go to school one day, I will encourage them to do so and bless them on their journey. But for now, homeschooling is what my family does. Now, I have 5 children. My youngest is 6 months. I have a 4-year-old, so 6-month-old daughter, 4-year-old daughter, 6-year-old son, 8-year-old son, and an almost 10-year-old son. And I am currently homeschooling, if you want to use that word, my 4 children, but I would like to say life learning. And so for me, they learn from birth. So I'm going to go ahead and say all 5. But as far as school graded years, I have 4 of them that I am doing that with. I'll start off with a quote that most people think comes from Albert Einstein. So let's go with that. And it says, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it's stupid. Okay, so this is a really great way to introduce natural learning. For me, natural learning is allowing my children to learn the way that is best for them. It's strength-based, it's their best foot forward. So when my child is ready to read, they will read. When my child is ready to write, they will write. If they hit a wall in their reading, we will stop. If they hit a wall in their math, we will stop. And that's not them being lazy, and that's not me being lazy. This is us listening to our own cues, trusting that we are incredibly designed creations of the Creator, of God Most High, and we will progress to the next stage when we are ready. So for me, I do not rush my children. I used to, and I had to learn this lesson the hard way when I was pushing my kids to meet a certain deadline, like at a certain time. They were crying and I was crying, and it was frustrating, and it had nothing to do with my lack of effort in teaching them, and it had nothing to do with their lack of effort in trying. They were trying, they just weren't ready. So I can't tell you how many times we have stopped and had a break from, this certain approach or this subject, and focused on something else entirely that is to their strength, that is for their joy, and that they enjoy learning. And then we've come back to that thing that we've had a break from, and they thrive at it because they're ready. Maybe they just needed a break. Maybe they just needed a rest. Maybe they got to a certain point and that's all they're able to get to at this stage, and they need a little bit longer. So for me, because my children are not at school, we don't have the pressure of, of an exam or of a report card at this stage. I do have a syllabus that I need to meet, but I will cater that syllabus to my child. I don't cater my child to the syllabus, if that makes sense. So a really good example of the point that I'm trying to make here, and I hope this is making sense, and wow, this sun has just come in the room, super bright, is my son Isaac. Isaac is 8 years old. Isaac is a hands-on, brave, bold, strong young man, and I love him to pieces. And oh my goodness, can that kid talk, and can that kid debate, and can that kid think for himself, let me tell you. Now, his fine motor skills have taken a little longer to come into play than, say, Joseph. That doesn't make Joseph smarter than Isaac, that makes Isaac different from Joseph. All right, this is the video of 1,000 interruptions, but you're a very cute interruption. How are you? Are you all right? Okay, I think I remember what I was talking about. She just woke up. So Joseph, for example, okay, Joseph is the kind of kid that does so well at sitting down and reading a book independently, at doing some book work and looking at instructions and just being told once what to do and just sitting there and happily doing it. That's his personality. He does great at it. Isaac, on the other hand, requires a lot of communication. He needs to sit down. I basically need to stay with him as he does any book work. With his handwriting, his fine motor skills, his gross motor skills are probably the best out of everyone in our family, but his fine motor skills have taken longer for him to develop. But he's getting it. But the reason he's getting it, and I have not one time, I hope anyway, to the best of my ability, made him think in any way that he is behind or lacking at all. I want my kids to have complete confidence in their learning. He does not think, oh, I'm bad at this, or I'm bad at, oh, I can't write this letter very well. He doesn't think that. It's all about, okay, Isaac, let's try that again. Or let's have a break from that and let's do something else that you're really, good at, and helping him to have that confidence in his learning. Now, he doesn't necessarily sit and write as well as Joseph, but that doesn't make him less smart than Joseph. That makes him different to Joseph, and he has strengths that Joseph doesn't have. So when you are a natural learner, yes, you recognize the strengths of your children and you go, as I said, with your best foot forward. So, for example, Isaac was really struggling with handwriting, really, really badly. So I took the pressure off and I said, you know what, for a while, I'm not going to get him to independently write anything. I'm just going to get him to trace. And so he traced for ages, and past the kindergarten age, he's 8 years old. He was tracing at 7. He was tracing instead of writing. And then of his own accord, when he turned 8, he told me, Mummy, I want to write that myself. And I'm like, oh, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, he's going to get really frustrated because he wants to do a good job. You can hear the garage work going on there. He wants to do a good job. And that's why we stopped the writing, because he was getting frustrated with himself. But I wasn't telling him, oh, you're not doing, I was like, no, Isaac, you're doing great. Just keep going. Anyway, all that to say, he decided he wanted to write. And I'm like, okay, Isaac, give it a go. This kid can suddenly write. This kid is writing. It's not perfect, but it's fantastic. For an 8-year-old boy, it's great. I'm more than happy with that. And he wanted to do it. And the praise that he got when he did it was amazing. But the point is, I didn't push him to do that. He wanted to do that. He naturally decided, now I'm ready to write. And so I let him write. And so now we're going with it. And if we hit another stage where he needs a break from writing, we'll do that, because I know when he's ready, he will continue. So that's just a little example. I hope that can give you some idea. Lily is 4 and she's ready to read. She's ready. And I'm real big on not starting kids too early on things that they're not ready for, but she wants to read. So I've started her with some reading lessons and she's fantastic at it. And I can tell she's going to get it really quickly because she's ready. So when your child is ready, with my family, there's no such thing as behind. My children are never behind. And I'm not just saying that as a protective mum. I mean that with all of my heart. They are never behind. Because I know that by the time that they are 17 or 18 years old, and if they want to go to university, they will be at the level they need to be at to do what they need to do. I have no doubt whatsoever in my mind. So pressure is off and they are free to learn at their own pace. One of the main reasons why I am such a big believer and advocate for natural learning is because I truly believe that we are designed to learn. We are designed to learn. God just puts that in us from birth. Here is a perfect example. Right here. She's staring at my dog over there. She's taking in so many things. I looked up some interesting statistics, right? And by age 3, most children know 200 plus words, over 200 words. And they understand about 75% of what is being spoken to them. That's at age 3. That's before, none of my kids go to preschool, so that's without preschool or daycare. This is just at home with mummy and daddy, with grandparents, with the people who are in mummy and daddy's life. They know 75%, they understand 75% of what is being said. Yes. Now get this, by age 6, right, which is most kindergarten age, children know between or around 2,600 words and they understand 20 to 24,000 words. Oh my goodness, Pablo. I didn't even know there was 24,000 words, okay? But that's before they've even set foot in kindergarten. How much knowledge their brains have absorbed. I truly believe that there's no difference like in their learning. They learn to walk, they learn to eat, they learn to go to the toilet, they learn their phonics, they learn how to hold a pencil, they learn how to memorize scripture, they learn about a subject that they are interested in. My kids right now, oh my goodness, they are so into, and they don't even know the word for it, but they are so into architecture and design, and they have no idea that they are, but they are passionate about it. I get to the point where I have to stop myself from rolling my eyes because they go on and on and on about it, and it all came from watching Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2 at Christmas time. And being so amazed at these houses that had attics and basements. They cannot get it out of their mind. They are constantly building Lego houses with attics and basements. Every time we're driving, they're like 2-story, 3-story, 2-story, or that one has a basement, or this. They are looking out for house designs. They're designing houses in their minds and drawing houses. This is a natural interest. Now, if I'm a smart mum, what I will do is jump on that and go, hey, let's learn more about it, or let's look at some blueprints and look at the angles and the measurements, and let's look how a house is built or how an attic is built and all of that. And not attic, sorry, attic. I'm getting really excited, so sometimes I talk a little bit too fast, but she will definitely know 20,000 words plus because this mum talks all the time. But, you know, jumping on their interests and encouraging it and letting it be child-led. Now, I also, as I said, have some curriculum that I have to follow, and that's fine. But I can cater it. I can cater it, sorry, I'm going to do my battery, to their learning. You know, they're learning about measurement. So let's measure a house. Let's measure a roof. Let's, you know, putting it into a way that's going to be fun for them and interesting for them. I'm listening to a book right now called The Brave Learner, and the author of that book says, unless there is an emotional attachment, like an emotional memory to the learning, they don't remember it. And it's so true. Honestly, I'm not bagging out school, but 90% of what I learned at school, I don't remember it. I'm sure I have the knowledge from it, but I don't remember it. But things that have an emotional memory to it, I can remember like it was yesterday. I've got memories from when I was 9 years old that seem like yesterday because they're in my heart and they're in my mind. So I love learning that is natural, that's beautiful, that's just a part of life. And you can teach your child to read naturally. You can teach your child history and geography and handwriting naturally. Yes, there is a little bit of a push. Of course, I would be lying if I didn't say that. Oh, sometimes I need to say, come on guys, let's get this done. Let's get this done quick, and give them that little push. But if they're absolutely hating it, if they've hit a wall and they want nothing to do it, then I listen to them and we stop. And it has not failed me yet, guys. They're doing really great. Okay, I've gone on, and seriously, I've got so many notes here. I could go for much longer than this, but I think this video is long enough. I would love to make some more videos on this topic. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hey, if you have any comments, kind ones hopefully, please put them in the comment section below, or chat with me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting for you, whether you homeschool or don't homeschool. And you know what, just a little side note, if your kids do go to school, there's that, like, honestly, you can do natural learning with your kids anyway, whether they attend school or not, because all the other time that they're home with you, and in the school holidays, and on the weekends, and in the evenings, finding out what makes them tick, what is it that they love, and allowing them to pursue those interests is natural learning as well. So highly encourage you to do that if you're not doing it already. I'm sure you probably already are. Yes, Pablo, we see you. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. God bless you. I'll see you next time on Strong Mind Soft Heart. Bye.